See, hey, you here?
This is one of those offensive performances that I'll never forget. What a game.
Even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
He finds his man, Sky Moore.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Now a handoff looking right. We'll get this up to about the 44. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is fielded at the 7.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes, so when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
To about the 33-yard line. The Raiders at 12-4 now on the year. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
These two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, week 7, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They go play action here on first down.
Pass thrown to Adams. He's got it on the crossing route.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Here's Jacobs. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Back to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They will run the draw with Jacobs. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They'll look to throw. That's caught by Waller out left side. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll go with the keeper, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Raiders lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
First and 10, it's Edwards alone with it. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On play action, they'll throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Connor. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far. But getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. Touchdown Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Raiders take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes sliding out of the pocket.
Now throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second and 5 now. Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Valdes-Scantling.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. With a lot of the media, Charles, ourselves included, starting to prep those MVP ballots, you wonder if last week's performance, which he admitted was not very good, if that hurt him at all coming down the stretch.
Less than 50 yards on the ground in last week's game that you referenced in. Let's face it, if he has another game like that, we'll erase him from the MVP discussion. He won't even be talked about anymore. He has to bounce back with 100-plus in this one in order to stay in that race.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Not the kind of game that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of game that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
And that's caught. It's Kelce. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce as the first half is winding down.
And the Chiefs are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And with a 21-7 lead already in their hip pocket, probably not a time to get too creative or inventive here. We'll see.
He finds his man, complete. It's Connor. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They shakes him off. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
2nd and 11. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
That one into the hands of Adams downfield.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They give him a gain of 38.
This defense is definitely reeling a little bit now. Back-to-back big plays given up. And you know that's all defenses talk about. How do you limit that? Instead, they get hit by a 1-2 punch those last couple of plays, and now they've got their backs to the goal line.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Here's a give up the middle. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 38-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. On 1st down, Mahomes. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he finds Waller in the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Raiders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the 2nd half.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. They'll set up a throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
They'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they...
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chandler Jones coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now Mahomes.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. A gigantic sack on 3rd and goal. A loss of 12. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. There he goes left side. 30. 10. 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Bilal Nichols just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Looking to throw. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they get...
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Pass thrown to Adams. He's got it on the crossing route. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost some runs. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill.
And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. So after the INT, here's Mahomes.
Open man right side is Tony. And he'll be taken down with a 1st down as they get about 14 out of that one. And we go to the 2-minute warning.
Mahomes going to throw.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 28. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end Kelce. Touchdown! Travis Kelce with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on in that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Davante Adams with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list.
And the Raiders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt. And the Raiders come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the